Well, we might be into October, but the World Cup schedule is still pretty hectic. We're in the Eternal City for the second edition of the Rome Spectacular, and we've the elite men's race coming up live in just a few minutes' time. So packed field too, more than 60 men taking their chance here this afternoon, as it nearly is in Rome, including several using it as a last hit out before the grand final in Spain in a couple of weeks' time. Luke Willian, top of the shop, as you can see, the Aussie. Taylor Reid, we know all about him. Yanis Sagan, the depth in the French men's side is ridiculous. My name's Trevor Harris, alongside multiple Olympian Gillian Sanders. This looks very tricky, Gillian, doesn't it, to pick a winner, although it's understandable that Luke Willian's number one after the season that he's had.
Yeah, it's a pretty open race. Luke Willian wearing number one, the standout favourite, I would say. Had a really, really strong season so far and sitting fifth in the World Triathlon Championship Series. I think using this as a bit of a preparation race heading into Torremolinos. But I'm sure, he'll want to capitalise on a fantastic season so far and get another World Cup podium.
On your mark.
Looked like a clean start. We're underway for the second Men's Rome World Cup, with Luke Willian of Australia a warm, I wouldn't say red-hot favourite, but he looks the man to be in a big field, 60 men on that pontoon.
So I think that might be Zelan Hobor, the Hungarian athlete. And you recall he had that really great swim in Karlovy Vary. He found himself in the front pack, only 20 years old, the young athlete from Hungary leading out. Positioning becomes a little bit more important. Not such a factor for these athletes up at the front. It's that mid-pack where all of the carnage seems to happen there. That thick group of athletes where you almost have about 8 of them across. So that is one of our British athletes there in second place, wearing the red. That's ranked 21 to 30.
He's had a few decent results overall this season for a youngster. He got a 4th place in the Europe Cup race in Poland back in June. So just about to come out the water, around about 8 minutes 50. For Zelan Hobor, followed by Marcus Day of Great Britain. A little bit of a gap then to Pietro Giovanni. And Kayataro Yoshikawa's a good swim for the Japanese.
Yeah, and got Morlek in 5th, Chris Perham of Great Britain in 6th. So 3 of them into transition now.
So it's here, Hobor and Day, along with Giovanni. So they are going to be the first 3 out.
A little bit of a gap then to Yoshikawa. Morlek. See Taylor Reid. Henry Graf's had a good transition there.
Just saw Luke Willian there, just went across the right-hand side of your screen.
So he's up there. Westerman as well, he's up there. We know he can perform well. Oh!
They're always likely to happen when you're trying to do it too quickly.
Lots of water on the road, so that's going to be a factor, particularly the beginning part of this bike while the road starts to dry out a bit. We know it's been raining really, really heavily. So they'll make their way up this incline to the dead turn. They'll turn around and they'll be able to see what the gap is to the chasers behind them.
You can see it visually on the right-hand side of the screen. I reckon they're going to be on sooner rather than later, to be honest. Be very surprising with the youth involved in those up front if they can stay away from the chasers.
So I guess the men have the benefit. They would have seen the women's race and known where the risk areas are on the course.
Yeah.
Having said that,
we've got a casualty. That bike was spinning probably 360 degrees. He still hasn't caught it. Now he has. Needs to get across to the right and get out of the way, otherwise he might get hit again.
Yeah, especially as the larger groups start to come through. I think he's just struggling with something on his bike. He's not back on there quite yet. That is one of our Dutch athletes. We know Coltman was up there. Could have been Mitch Coltman. We'll try and get confirmation as soon as we can. I don't see Coltman in this group, so possibly it could have been him. So on to the second lap and the first dead turn.
It was indeed Coltman. We've had confirmation now. Well, that's really unfortunate because he had that wonderful time in Watelco, didn't he, where brilliant run in the relay and he got the Netherlands through to Paris effectively, along with the other 3 members of that mixed team relay squad. But,
Yeah, and that medal at the World Under-23s last year as well.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I think it's Willie of Brazil, and I think it might have been one of the either Austrian or Polish athletes. Taylor Reid's no stranger to a breakaway. He probably won't like the fact that there are so many bodies around him, and he would probably be looking at someone to take with him to make a bit of a break for it. So Valentine Burns heading through transition, leading the athletes through. Ewan De Negro, the young athlete from Italy, first year in the senior ranks. Taylor Reid, Yannis Seguin, Zelen Hobor, Baptiste Passamard of France, Luc Willian, our favorite heading into today's race, right up there. Giovanni of Italy, Graf of Germany, Westerman's up there, Jonas Grau's up there, and our group of 18 with Kevin Venuela Gonzalez sitting at the back of that group.
Apparently Brifford had 2 crashes on the hill at 2 different bends, and so decided to call it a day. He's got an issue with his hip apparently.
Yeah, it didn't start well when he had some trouble mounting his bike coming out of T1, and things obviously deteriorated after that. So yeah, on to the final lap here. We still have our 18 athletes in it.
And the gap is around about half a minute between those 18 and the chasers.
Looks like one of our German athletes made a break for it in that last section.
Graf,
yeah, it's Graf and De Negro, the young Italian athlete.
Well, that's terrific to see. Just stole a bit of a march, those 2. Graf and De Negro. Graf's only 22.
De Negro, I think, only 20. 2 of our young under-23 athletes heading out in first and second. De Negro just having some issues with his shoe there. Still trying to put his shoe on.
Well, that's a pity after such a brave little move right towards the end of the bike. So they're away. The intent is shown. And he's got some serious daylight, albeit early on the run. You can see Luc Willian currently running in 3rd place.
I think with Passamard, France for company. Baptiste Passamard.
I think he's definitely come back a little bit. Yes, the camera does fall short a bit, but look at Willian and Reid just behind him, and then Passamard, but still Graf at the front. Only 2 laps, remember.
And Seguin, the French athlete, also tucked in into that group as well. And Reid will really want a strong result here today. I think he was really disappointed in not being selected for the Paris Olympic Games. Had that strong 3rd place in Chengdu early on in the year. He had that 4th in Wollongong, just off the podium. He's really been a stalwart on the mixed team relay for New Zealand as well. He's really good at the shorter racing, so this, might suit him.
So Passamard it is. Single file. Willian still looking very threatening, as indeed is Taylor Reid. Willian is now at the front. First time we've seen him there, just testing the stamina of the other 4 racing with him.
Yeah, everyone intact at the moment. Willian, a little glance around his shoulder, maybe having a check. Is everyone still there? Have we got rid of anyone? Westerman, unfortunately, not being able to make any inroads on that uphill section. Still finds himself dangling between the 2 groups.
Sagan has actually moved into 3rd now, ahead of his fellow countryman Passamard. Luc Willian looking really composed. Taylor Reid in behind him. Then we've got Sagan. Graf is still right there. And Passamard. And then Westerman just a little further back. Sagan has now gone to the front. This is impressive from Yannis Sagan.
He had a 2nd in Samarkand, so he's had a World Cup podium this year.
Only 24. He raced 6 times before today this season in World Triathlon events. Well, Passamar's the first one who's come off, and Sagan is asking Willian a serious question here.
Yeah, putting the pressure on.
Well, Sagan has just increased that gap a little bit. Has Luke Willian got anything left?
Countryman Passamar is coming from behind as well, sitting in 3rd place now.
It's going to be a huge day for him with a World Cup medal potentially. And the gap's increasing, and Willian's going to have to seriously shift if he wants to get one over Sanguin here, because it looks like, at the moment at least, the Frenchman has timed his run to absolute perfection. It's going to be a huge moment in his career. He looks back, Willian has got nothing left. And for the first time, Yannis Sagan is going to win a World Cup race. Superb from the Frenchman. William will take the silver. And on an excellent day for France, Passamar just about hangs on for the bronze.
Continuiamo con gli applausi, amici, perché arriva anche Tyler Reid, Nuova Zelanda,
very good fourth.
Spain,
He is an improving triathlete, surely going to be a force in years to come. Or ahead of both Reid and Dennis Grau.
Westerman finishing in 7th, Morlack in 8th.
Ottava posizione per lui. Nono posto, scusate.
Negro in 9th.
Australia. That's about
First of our Italians, Callum McCluskey of Australia, really strong run from that chase pack, running through to 10.
Scatena gli applausi, scatta la volata, si guarda indietro, mantiene, stringe
Sporting handshake from the runner-up to the winner.
Sulla finish line, Pietro.
Yannis, congratulations, a brilliant first World Cup gold. What a way to do it. You absolutely detonated that run.
Yeah, thank you. It was a wonderful race. It was a little bit dangerous due to the rain, but it was so cool to do a race like that with some dangerous corner, and we need to take some risk to achieve what we want. And yeah, it was a little bit hard at the start of the bike because I was a little bit late for the first pack, but with the 3rd guy, Baptiste Passamar from France, we did a very good job on the bike to push the first uphill on the bike, and we closed the gap with the first pack, and we just tried to do each guy to do a relay and to push hard as we can. And yeah, for the run it was so hard. The first K of the run, I don't know how much we run, but it was so fast. And yeah, at the end of the second lap, I just tried to push very hard on the downhill and to maintain an high pace until the end. And yeah, it was a very good race. I tried to let him do the pace during maybe 3K, and I was with my coach. We decided to try to push at the end of the race, and I managed to do it, so I'm happy with it. And yeah, it was very hard at the end. To win a World Cup, I can show me to the French Federation and to all the guys who believe in me, so I'm happy with it.
Yannis's legs were pretty impressive, really.
Yeah, he was really impressive. I was pretty much on the front trying to push the run the whole way, and he came past with about 1,500 to go and just went like flat out all the way. And I was just hanging on, trying to, because it was such a long way. That still, once you got to the top of the hill, it was still 200 metres. So I was like, if I just hang tough here long enough, like it can be a sprint. But I couldn't quite get next to him. Yeah, it was pretty impressive today. It's good to know, like a little hit out here with Way High, like the form's pretty good. So hopefully can carry it on and really finish to the year off strong. So yeah, looking forward to it, and yeah, can't wait to enjoy a bit of Rome this afternoon. Now the sun's come out, so it's going to be a good day.
Can you give us a little taste of the race out there, and particularly that unbelievable finish?
Yeah, but it's my first World Cup podium, so I am very happy. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, I take a pleasure today. So yeah, it's for pleasure. It was fun, and yeah, it's crazy. I take the lead after the first lap on the run, and William, I push after the first lap, and wow, the rhythm is crazy. I just stay focused on my pace for the second lap, and yeah, I got to finish.
So there's the confirmed top 10. Sagan with a fantastic victory, his first ever at this level. William with the silver. Passamar, big day for him too. Graf is only going to get better. Reid in 5th, and then Grau, Westerman, Morlek, Negro and Callum McCluskey just sneaked into the top 10 there on the run.
Representing France, Yanis Sagan.
His second World Cup medal of the season, but the first time he's been on top of the podium. Stunning display, really, taking it to an experienced athlete like Willian. Superb run, but it was a very solid all-round display as well from the 24-year-old in only his 7th race of the season. That would have made a great photo.
Yeah.
Three-way spray all at the same time, almost simultaneously they open those bottles. Please join us again in a couple of weeks in Spain for the climax of the World Championship, plus the under-23s, plus the Paras. We'll all be there. Julian will be there, so will I. Join us for that. Till then, from everyone here in Italy, it's goodbye.